Very narrow steps. Different sizes. Oop. Some higher, some lower. And the soldiers knew the sequence. And we don't. Quick. Here we go. We're getting closer. Here we are.
So the room we're in at the moment, this is the Park family living room. Okay, so we're just above the gate lodge here.
Oh, look at them.
And they've just depicted a kind of an everyday scene. So the man himself sitting behind the desk here, this is Captain Robert Park. So he's taking money from a tenant farmer. Now you'll notice on the table in front of him he has his wig, okay? Back in the 1600s, wigs were seen as a very important status symbol. Often they were made from human hair, so they were incredibly expensive to buy, very expensive to make. They were only for people of a very high social status. Now he doesn't deem it necessary to wear it in this situation because he's with his own family and he's with someone who he deems a lower class than him. There's a doorway through here to the banquet hall, which is the large room where they would have hosted parties. Obviously, if he went in there, he would have put the wig on for all the pomp and the ceremony. So you've heard the term big wigs, that's where it comes from. So the larger the wig, the higher your standing in society. Only the very wealthy could afford it.
I saw that there.
I guarantee you there's very few people wearing wigs outside the walls. Okay, this is his youngest son here, this is called Robert, and Mary is beside him, his youngest daughter. Now unfortunately for the Park family, they have a very tragic association with Lockhill. Both of ththese children drowned in 1676.
Oh.
You can imagine the huge negative impact it would have had on the family. They had an older surviving daughter, her name was Anne. Now Anne went and married a very, very wealthy guy in North Sligo. He was called Sir Francis Gore. So he would have been part of the Gore Boots, who would have been in Lissadell. Now, they lived here. They had 12 children who would have lived in this castle. Now for all the work that went into making this building, it actually wasn't around for very long. During Anne's time here, it felt that this place was becoming too isolated. So there's no other castles in this area. So as hostility grew outside the wall, this would have been quite a scary place to live. What they did was they moved back to North Sligo. More of their own kind were around them, they would have felt a lot safer. So we know by the end of the 1600s, the Park family had left this site. And basically it fell into ruin. So we know in the mid-1700s, a man did an engraving, did a drawing of this building, and the roof was gone at that stage. So it lay empty for 300 years until it was destroyed.
Wow.
Yeah, so